Hey guys, it's me, Sujoy. So I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about booking hotels in Vietnam safely and why you should not give your original passport to the hotel. Okay, so before I continue, let me just have a bit of my cold brew. So you can see this is the coffee house cold brew. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple of my tips. This is from my personal experience of living out here in Vietnam for 5 years. I've stayed in many different hotels here in Ho Chi Minh City, even in Hanoi, Da Nang, Vung Tau. So this is from my personal experience. So I thought of making this video. You know, so like if you're booking from like from bookings.com or from Agoda, you just need to make sure that the hotel, the pictures of the hotel, of your accommodation, they're real. Just try to make sure that they're not photoshopped, or make sure that you're not booking a hotel with stock images. And sometimes, most of the time, what happens out here in with the hotels here in Vietnam is that you know they actually, like the people who work in the hotel, or who are taking the pictures of the room, maybe they can go to the site and they try to show that the room is very big, or they take it from certain angles. So just be a bit wary of that. Just make sure that just look at the description, the listing description. Check out the specification of the room. Okay, so I believe that's in square meters. I'm not quite sure, but make sure you document the specification of the room, because if you check into the hotel and if you feel that the hotel room is very small, then you can show this to the hotel receptionist, with the specification. It's, you just say that, look, this is what I had booked for, but the room is extremely small compared to what is mentioned on the listing. So that's very important, especially if you're going to do a kind of a, if you're going to be booking for 1 week or for 2 weeks. So you should look into that. The way I go about it is that, if I'm going to be staying at a hotel for a week or so, what I like to do is I like to book it for 2, 3 days, test it out. If I'm happy with the service, if I'm happy with the accommodation, with the facilities, with the amenities, with the location, then I can just straight away go back to bookings.com or Agoda, and I can extend up my stay in that hotel. Um, I've had situations where I book hotels for 7 nights here in Vietnam, and I kind of regret it, because when I just check into the room is very small, or I'm not happy with the service, or the location is very far. So and if you're booking a hotel over here in Vietnam, just consider you will not get your refund back. Okay, so it's very difficult to get your money back if you pay up for the hotel upfront or during the check-in. So once you pay the money, consider the transaction to be done. So always try to make sure that look into the cancellation policies of the hotels if you're booking from bookings.com or Agoda. I'm a premium member with bookings.com, and also I'm a VIP gold member with Agoda. But to be honest, I prefer booking it for short stays. I would prefer to book it with, with bookings.com or Agoda. But if you want a long stay, sorry, correction. If you want to book for a long stay, you may like to look into bookings.com. But for a short stay, you can use it with Agoda. Agoda is definitely a bit cheaper compared to bookings.com. Bookings.com is a bit more expensive, but what I like about bookings.com is they give you the full calculation of the cost of your entire stay. Whereas on Agoda, it's like per night, and then when you do the checkout, then they calculate all the tax and all that, then you get to know what's the entire amount. So with bookings.com, when you're actually scrolling down the property listings, the hotels and everything, you get to know how much you're going to be paying for your entire stay. I'm not promoting bookings.com, and I'm not an affiliate with bookings.com, but this is my personal experience. So now you actually booked your stay. Just make sure that the reviews, go through all the reviews. And what I also like to do is I like to also go through the negative reviews, because I want to keep a balance. I want to know, if does the hotel really have some issues, what kind of issues the previous guests had with the hotel. Was it the location? Was it the dirty bed linens, rude customer service, or check-in time or something? Normally, when you're checking into a hotel here in Vietnam, the check-in time is usually 2 p.m. in the afternoon. If I'm right, if you pay a little bit extra, like an extra 100,000 BND, you can check in 1 hour before. It depends entirely on the hotel. Okay, so it's better that once you make the booking, you immediately send a message to the property, using the booking.com app or the Agoda app. Let them know that you'll be coming. There's an option to select what time you would like to check into the hotel. So if you're taking an international flight and coming to Vietnam, consider, like, from the point you land, from the time you land in Vietnam, till the time you check into the hotel, I would just say, keep like 2 to 3 hours safe side. So, say for example, if I'm going to be flying down from Europe and coming to Vietnam, and I'll be landing around 5:30 in the evening, local time here in Vietnam. So I would definitely add in those extra 2 hours. So say I would mention that I would be checking into the hotel by 8 p.m. So this to be on the safe end. Okay. Um, so always, and also try to see, how communicative the hotel is with you. So if they're communicating with you back and forth, or if they, sometimes, some of the hotels over here, they like to, give their personal contact numbers. So that's a very important thing. That's a good sign that they're awaiting for your arrival at the hotel. So now you take a taxi and you come to the hotel. Okay. Um, so here you will find in Vietnam is that, like in most of the hotels in Southeast Asia, is that they, when you check in, you need to show your booking ID or whatever. They check that, okay, you have a reservation. Then they would like to take your passport. Okay, so they take your passport, and they take a scan of your passport. Okay, a photocopy of your passport page, and they give you back the passport. I'm not a big fan of. I know that previously, and even in some hotels here in Vietnam, they like to keep your original passport. I don't recommend you do that, because this is from my personal experience. The passport is your legal document. Okay, it's a very, very sensitive legal document. You don't want your passport to be manhandled, misplaced, lost. If you give it to the reception lady. Okay, there have been certain. I have had this experience before where I remember I was sitting, and I was just checking out, and the reception lady, she forgot to give me my passport. Okay, and I was going somewhere halfway, and then I told the taxi guy to go back to the hotel so that I can collect my passport. So, and also, it could happen that maybe they can give your original passport to the wrong person, to the wrong guest, okay, during their checkout. So I'm not a very big fan of giving uh, my physical passport to the hotel. And because like I've traveled to Bangkok, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Cambodia. I just give the passport. They take a Xerox of it, the first page of my passport. They give it back. I'm not a big fan of certain hotels here in Vietnam keeping your original passport because that's a very sensitive document. If you feel that happens to you, just be very strict about it. Be very clear. Just tell them that you take a copy of my passport, but I need my original passport back. Sometimes they make like to keep your passport for 2 days, and then they can return that back to you. But I don't think you should do that if you're going to be staying for a period of 7 days with the hotel or for a week or two. Make sure you always get your passport back, okay? So that's what I want to talk about. That's a very important that's a very important legal document. Okay, so now here's a little quick hack which I like to do is, say if I'm going to be staying for a short stay for a day or two, one night or 2 nights, and if I'm booking with Agoda or Booking.com, um, you know, they can give me the key. I can go up and I can check into the hotel. But here's what I like to do is when I come to the hotel, I like to tell the reception lady that I want to first see the room. Okay, before you make the payment. Okay, I would definitely recommend that you try to look into the option of paying at the property. You can pay half the money, that's all right, or if you pay before in hand, then of course the transaction is being done. But I usually like to book a hotel here in Vietnam with Agoda or Booking.com mentioning pay at property. Okay, so because I first want to look at the room. Okay, is it as mentioned in the listing? Okay, is it like that? So once I go, I check the room. And if everything is fine, I will say, okay, fine, let's go downstairs. I'll make the payment. Okay. Um, because many times it's happened to me is that they'll just give you the key. You take the lift, you go up, and you open the freaking door. And like my heart is pounding. That is the room going to be nice? Is it going to be decent? Is it going to be as mentioned in the listing? And once I open the door, it could be a horror story. Maybe the room is extremely small, shabby, broken closet, or moles on the wall, or things seem to be a bit broken in the room. You don't have hot water shower in the bathroom, no proper amenities, or whatever. It's like that. So just be very, very careful. So it's always advisable to first see the room, because if you're okay with the room, if you're happy with the room, just go and make the payment. If you're not happy with the room, just tell her, give me another room. I don't like this room, give me another room. So if the reception person provides you with another alternative room which you like, please proceed ahead with your stay. And if the reception lady says, oh, sorry, this is the only room we have, then it's the decision is entirely yours. That do you want to waste your money for that booking, and provided it doesn't look the same as in bookings.com or Agoda. So look into that. And of course, there should always be complimentary drinks. Okay, open the mini bar. Make sure that you got 2 bottles of water. It's a standard practice which most of the hotels in Vietnam should follow, and I really don't encourage any hotels. I'm definitely against hotel owners here in Vietnam who don't even provide you 2 bottles of water, and straight away say you got to buy your own water, because they chances are they have a mini bar, they have a fridge at the reception lobby, and you got to pay money to buy a bottle of water, but just make sure that 2 bottles of water are provided to you as a complimentary when you check in. That is definitely important. So now you're staying at your hotel. Just once you check in, make sure everything is functioning in the room. Okay, and never don't make this mistake of saying to yourself, oh, this thing is not working, so it's not a big deal. So, I might as well not make it a big issue. Uh, at the end of the day, you're paying money for the hotel for your stay. So you should ensure that you get the best service. So make sure everything is functioning in the room. And make sure you're getting treated right by the reception people. Make sure that it's not rude or people are not rude to you or whatever. And also another quick hack would be is that when you check into the hotel, just tell them that I'm looking. Just follow the script, which I like to use. I'm looking forward for a good stay, and I'm looking forward for giving a good review. Either on Booking.com or on Agoda, and I would also be giving a good review on Google reviews. Okay, so when you mention Google reviews, they will definitely upscale their service. Okay, because most of the time if you just say bookings.com review, Agoda review, but a Google review here in Vietnam is considered to be highly important. Even if somebody is, or even if you're going to a coffee shop or restaurant, if you mention Google review, and they definitely take that very seriously. So you can just say that I would also be giving a good Google review. Or say if you're not happy with the service with the hotel, and if the receptionist lady is not giving you that much of interest, for your, in case you're having some problems during your stay, just tell the person that, I don't want to add this on Google review. Okay, so say for example, you're going to stay in the hotel for a week or two, and you're not happy with the stay, or you're not getting treated right, you're not getting proper room cleaning, people are avoiding you in the hotel, or people are rude to you in the hotel. Just go up to the reception, express yourself, say this is what I'm not liking, and I don't want to mention this on Google review. So if you say Google review, they take it very seriously. Okay, so they will make sure, okay, we need to upscale our standard of service. We need to be more, we need to give this guest very good service, because generally most Vietnamese businesses are very scared of getting a negative Google review because that highly impacts their business. And I've given a lot of Google reviews here in Vietnam. I've given around 250 plus Google reviews. When it comes to good customer service, the quality of the hotels, the room, everything X, Y, Z. So just make sure you get to know that. Um, also make sure that the receptionist lady is able to communicate with you in English, and also make sure to take the hotel card, so that in case you need something, you can text the reception person either on WhatsApp or Zalo. And if you're first time here to Vietnam, just you can just go down and talk to the reception lady. 'Cause she can guide you, like where you should move around in, you should move around in Ho Chi Minh City or in Hanoi. So she can give you some suggestions, or and always make sure to check the rules of the hotel. Okay, so once you're checking into the hotel, most likely you will have a kind of a list of rules and regulations. So it'll be in English. Make sure you read that. Make sure the reception phone is working. Okay, because sometimes I've stayed in some hotels, like one-star hotels here in Vietnam, two-star hotels here in Vietnam, where the reception phone is not working. Okay, so make sure that is operational. Make sure everything is intact. So yeah, I mean, so this is regarding the hotel stays. Okay, I'm not going to be talking about the apartments or studios, but this is purely about booking hotels here in Vietnam. So I just hope that you found a couple of my tips and suggestions to be helpful. And at the end of the day, again, don't give your physical passport to your hotel to keep it for your stay. Once they take the copy of it, take back your passport, and don't get scammed. Make sure to check your room before you check in. try to use the pay at property service, the feature. That would be much better, so that's all I got to say. Enjoy your stay over here in Vietnam, have a wonderful stay, and just explore this beautiful country. With that being said, this was me, Joy. Peace out.